Number one, what is your top priority if elected?
My top priority is to make sure that Erie's public schools and all the schools in Erie County are properly funded. I think that's important. We can't keep going back to local property owners to pay the taxes. The state needs to pick up more of the tab.
Okay, how would you use your office to improve quality of life for Erie residents?
Well, I think there's a couple things that we need to do. First, we need to make sure that our seniors are taken care of. We have the rent rebate program and the tax rebate program. A lot of our senior citizens depend on that. We need to make sure that we shore that up. No senior citizen in this Commonwealth should have to choose between prescription drugs or paying for their rent or paying their bills. And so that's, I think, one thing, quality of life. The other thing, too, those transformational projects that have brought Erie jobs and have brought Erie a renaissance. The state government has a part to play in that, and I want to be a part of that.
Okay. What are your red line issues when it comes to budget votes?
You know, I don't believe in red line issues for anything. I think you look at each piece of legislation on its merits, and I think when we put those hard lines in, that's what government isn't supposed to be about. I think that you need to be flexible. You need to make sure that good government is about consensus and compromise. And so I think that as we move forward, you know, when you make ultimatums like that, that's how things don't get done, and I think that's what people don't like about politics.
Okay. If you received a $5 million grant, how would you distribute the funds?
Can you repeat the question?
If you received a $5 million grant from the Governor Wolf said,
yes,
got $5 million for Erie County, how would you distribute those funds?
Well, I think maybe it's a bias from being in Erie's public schools, but a lot of them need a lot of renovations. I would definitely allocate some of those resources towards improving the conditions in our public schools. The other thing, too, that I think is very important is making sure that we have a solid downtown, and so that core of our community, and assisting what other private entities are already doing in downtown. So I would probably split the money between making sure that three things: one, our public schools; two, downtown; and the third thing is making sure that we deal with like the congestion. Upper Peach Street has become a nightmare. As a PennDOT project, we need to make sure that we're putting alternative pathways to Peach Street, access roads and whatnot, so that that area, it's just become a mess, and we need to make sure that we fix that. I know that it costs a lot more money than that, but you know, I think the state has a part to play in all those things.
Okay. And finally, what makes you a better choice this midterm election?
Well, I think there's a couple things. Number one, I've built relationships with the people, not just in Erie County, but also across Harrisburg and the Commonwealth. You know, and the other thing is that experience matters, and I've dealt with the constituents of this district, especially on the west side. I've knocked on the doors in Summit Township and in Bell Valley, and I've met the people. I believe that this is a job that is grassroots. It's 60,000 people, 61,000 people. I'm prepared, and I'm ready for the position. And the other thing, too, is I have a passion for this. This is what I love to do, and so I think that's what makes me the best qualified for this position: the knowledge, the experience, and the passion for it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.